Right. So we learned about all these Bootstrap related options. Now, next important, after understanding some more basic utilities are there, just we can see and understand about those utilities, how to use them. So let's take a look at fast about other utilities in Bootstrap, right? So how we can manage them on fast overview. So about Bootstrap utilities, what are the Bootstrap utilities you are having? Generally, Bootstrap utilities are nothing but we have like borders, borders related some important classes. What is borders? So many options are there. Simple. Border related some important classes. We have border, and we have border hyphen top, right, left, bottom like options. We can use removing the borders like border like border right zero. So that is removing borders. That means zero indicates removing the borders. We have like right, right. So border success. So etc. These are all colors various we have, and we also have border radius. We can define radius for the borders. So that means we can define rounded. We have rounded top. We have right. We have bottom. We have left. So we have a circle, rounded circle. We have like options. We have rounded like zero. So without any rounded style. We have even sizes. So rounded SM, rounded LG. These are all borders. So when you are applying borders, we can define borders for particular Bootstrap options. Usually, borders contains all these predefined options we can define. These are ready-made borders related classes. Actually, we apply general. Through Bootstrap also we can apply borders. So let's see one simple example here. So I will say borders.html. Okay, and this is the head section, and the previous one we will copy. We will keep that in the head section. Then in the body. So here we are adding borders. So let's keep a div here. Div. So for this div, suppose we are adding the width and height. So style. So I have a div, some width as some 300 pixel and height as 100 pixel. Okay, so we have width and height for the div. Usually it doesn't have any border. Generally we have to write the borders. We have to manually define the border. Now here we can simply put a class. and this is border class, and I define border class, a border will be applied. So let's keep the class as container. Okay, and a border will be applied here. You can see div is having a border. Now important is, for border we can add effects like border primary. It will apply a primary border. We can apply some colors for the border, right? So we can apply only any specific border, like suppose we are defining border bottom 0, border bottom 0. That means bottom border will not be there. 0 is for removing any specific border. Similarly, border top 0, that means it will not apply the top border, only left and right borders will be there. So 0 is for removing any specific border, and we can apply different colors. And we can change the border radius. So this is border top bottom here. I'm using border primary. Okay, that will be like this. Suppose we are applying for any kind of image, src. So images, some logo or some shoe .jpg. So width is 100 and height is also 100, and we want to apply a border for that image. So we can define simply class as border and border success. Then you can see a border will be applied for that. We can define here rounded, and it will be rounded means a slight rounded rectangle will come, right? We can even define as a rounded circle, and the border will be rounded circle like this. We can have rounded circle, rounded pill like style, rounded have a pill style will display say in different. For pill style, our image also should be like that. So we can define pill style. Image means width should be there. So we can use rounded circle, rounded pill means width will be increased for it, right? So that means capsule like appearance will come. So image height and width also we need to adjust for that, because according to image height and width it will do. Because if I give width and height as 100 and give pill style, it will not appear. It depends on the width and height also. So these are all general basic predefined classes. No need to explain much about them, because so these are all general simple things we can apply and we can give effect, because already we know how to use them. Only the point is writing to handle. We can write our own. We can clip border radius. We can change. We can give left border, right border, borders. So here we can just define and use them. You can configure and use them. These are all general border related. Example, For this borders, a simple example that I have shown the borders, right? That. So what are those options are nothing but generally border related. After borders, generally we have colors. How we can apply the colors? Already colors I given to you, no need to explain. Colors means text color, background color, how you can change. So for that we have ready-made options. You know how to handle them. So already we know Bootstrap colors. Bootstrap colors. Colors already we know. So what are those colors? We have text primary, right? So and text success, text danger, like this, right? So already we know about this. Similarly, so we know about background. So BG primary. So we have BG success and BG danger, all these colors. These we can already we learned how to use them and how do we work with them, right? So it's very simple how to handle them. It's very easy to understand. We know that. So already we know about how do we manage. Next important, how we can add the various effects, predefined effects. How we can add the predefined effects. So what are the predefined effects? So another important predefined effect is how we can define the size, spacing and shadow like options. That means size, how we can define the size. So that means Bootstrap size. Bootstrap size already in various occasions we learned. One more point I will show you. Actually how we can define the Bootstrap size. So predefined classes for the sizes we are having. Like how you can apply the size. Already we know W. So W for width and H for height. Already in various occasions we have used them. So what are the classes we can use here? So dot W 25, dot W 50. We cannot give all the sizes. I already told you we can give 25, 75 and W 100. That is for width. So these are the options for width. So that means for width we can define this. And another option is if I want to adjust automatically, auto, we can define for auto, right? Similarly, height, how we can adjust the height. Height also same. We can use H25, that is 25%, right? It will give you 25%. Then height, so as 50%. So height as 75%, and height as 100%, and height as auto. We can define the width and height in this way, right? In this way. So for that we need just predefined classes and we can apply them, right? How to define the height? So that is a basic point. Just you can define the heights. So for example, I'm writing some colors and effects for that. A simple example how we can add the heights. Actually here I am giving simple width and height. Suppose I want to define the width and height, I can apply through classes also. For example, I remove this. So it is a normal width and height. This is the original size actually. So original size is this one. This is the original size. I want to define the width and height. then I can define here class. How we can define the class? W, I can keep it so 25%, and height also I can define to 25%. So width and height 25% we have defined. 25% with regard to that particular browser. Suppose height I want 50%. 50%. We can keep the height to 50%. So width also some 50%. We can keep the width to 50%. Then it will apply like this. We can adjust 25, 50, 75 and 100% of the size. We can change the width and height by using predefined options. Auto means it will adjust according to the browser and the content inside it, right? That you can simply define. So this is a simple option of how we can define height and width for any element. Just we can use W and H, that is for height and width, how we can define the height and width. And generally, if you remembered, we discussed about relative height and width with regard to viewports height and width, right? So viewport height and width means according to the viewport it should change. Viewport we define in meta. According to viewport we have to change. That means changing height and width according to viewport. So we can do that by using classes like we can use. So viewport sizes means we can use VW 100, and we can use VH is 100. These are the options. That means it will fit according to the viewport. Width and height according to the viewport. So that means viewport means already we know. In meta option we configure viewport. According to the viewport we can define the height and width. That sizes we can define by using this. So for width and height we have some simple options, and that you can do by using these predefined classes. So no need of any example, just syntax is enough. Those class names you need to understand, and in different occasions we have used it, so just we need to learn about how to use them, right? Next important is we need to understand about Bootstrap spacing. How we can set spacing. For spacing, what classes we have to use? Generally spacing means it includes margin, or padding, margin and padding. And how we can define the margin and padding for options? Actually, so we have to use M for margin and P for padding. To set the padding and margin we have to use this, and we have to define options. So T, this is for top, T for top, and B, this is for bottom, and L, this is for left, and that means these are for margins, how we define, right? So margin or padding. So margin or padding. So and R for right. So that means we can define so the options, and you can define even X. X means so left and right. Y means top and bottom. Like this we can add options. So we can add the options, and margins we can define by using size. That means how do we define the size? So the size is defined by using, this is actually directions. So we use directions. Directions are defined using, are defined by using these. Okay, and size is defined by using options. Size is defined by using options. So how we define the sizing options. So that means size can be defined from 0 to 5, 0 to 5 points, 0 to 5 points, or you can also set it to auto. That's how we have to define. Margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right. So we need to configure these options. Actually, if you want to apply that, so you have to use these options. So suppose I want to set example. So you want to set margin center horizontally. Then how do we set? We have to use combination of M and direction. Left and right, it should be center. That means what we have to do is we need to define the option like this. So we have a div, we have a class, and we have to use mx. That means margin x, and we have to write auto, margin x auto, right? So it keeps the center. It keeps center here, and div close. That's how we need to define the margins. So that means suppose I want to give padding, right? Padding. Then how we can define the padding? Padding is defined by using like this. Suppose left right padding I need to apply. If I want to apply left right padding, another example, padding for element. So we have to define like this, div, and it will have a class. In the class, so it will have padding. Padding means P, and padding left means PL, padding right means PR, padding top means PT, padding left and right means PX. So padding, so that we have to define. So we can configure. So if I simply put P-3, that means it will be 3 points in all directions. Means top, left, right, all side padding will be defined in all directions. So that I can define like this. Or I can define div class, I can add as PX. So, and I can define, if you want in a grid style, we can use that. So PX, suppose 5, X, Y, Z. This is how we generally define the paddings. Padding margins, so we can just display by using predefined options. For that we need to understand the shortcuts for them. So for margin M and for padding P, and we have to define this option. Suppose for this text here, for this image, I'm using class. So here the class width and height is there. I am defining mx. So you can see mx 1 to 5 and auto are present, and we can apply mx. Suppose mx auto. It will keep the horizontal and vertical. But if I have to keep it mx auto, it should be inside a div. Because the div, it will keep the content center. So if you keep inside a div, it will keep the inside the div center, right? So center element. So we need to adjust the width, height, and keep the content inside, right? So that means this is margin, and we need to keep that margin for a div where we keep it, right? So we class have mx auto, and this is the image kept inside it, and we need to adjust the height and width of that particular div to keep it correctly center. You can see it will keep that in the center. We can adjust that. And according to the div width and height, how much width and height we are giving for the div, it will keep it center. So for example, so I am giving as w100. That means width will be 100%. So we can change the combinations here. Margin auto, it will keep it in this. Left margin, right margin, X, Y. So positions we can change. Padding also we can apply. This all I will apply on various contents and we will see them. Generally, while working with designs now, we will practice some designs. While practicing the designs, we will try all of these. How to handle them, we will see them, right? But if we know about this, then it will be easy for us to apply the effects. We don't need to work much. Simply we can configure these options. Okay. So how to define size, how to define spacing. Next important is how to define text related effects. So Bootstrap text effects. Bootstrap text effects, how to define Bootstrap text effects. Already we used in so many occasions, but first important is so text alignment. How we can get text alignment. For text alignment, already we have predefined classes like text justify. Already we know that it will justify the text. We can use text left. You can put text right. You can keep the text so with effects like text sm left, and you can keep like text md left, and you can keep text lg left. So we can use these all options for the different types of contents. So we can use options like text excel left, right? We can use all these options. So generally how we can define the text into that. And important for text, we have alignments. We have text wrapping related classes we are having. So like text wrap, and we have text no wrap. Wrapping means automatically it comes to the next line. So that we can define. Actually in CSS we learned, so by using an option called overflow white space, we manually applied them. Then now we can define like this, how we can set the options. If you remembered, we learned about breaking the lines, breaking the words, and converting to uppercase and lowercase. Then what we have to do is transforms. How we can add text lowercase, we can add text uppercase, we can add text capitalize. These are all capitalize. These are all predefined classes, right? Suppose you want to apply text styles. I will give 1-2 example. All others you can try by yourself now. No need to explain them. I will give just the names. You will understand and you will apply by yourself. Text styles, how we can apply? We can use font weight bold. You know that it will keep bold. Similarly, we have option like font weight some bolder, right? Like font weight normal, right? Font weight. All these are font weight. We have light. We have options like font weight, so lighter. All these are options. We can use font italic. font italic. No need to explain, just list is enough, because you know what are they. Their name itself tell what they are, right? Suppose if I want to apply these for any particular text here, suppose I am keeping a div, and here I am saying that bootstrap text effects, like this I am defining, and that is the bootstrap text effects. And here I need to apply some effects. Just we have to use the class as what, text text related effects. So here font effects, so we can simply put font weight bold, and text, we have uppercase. That means this will be applied for that particular text. Ready-made classes are present. I don't need to explain what is bold, bolder, and all these options. I just need to give you list. You can apply and try them, right? We can apply and use them. So how about wrapping and all these options also same? So text wrapping, how we can define them? For example, suppose I'm adding a div here. I'm adding a div. In the div class, we will use a badge. So suppose badge, we have badge, badge as suppose danger. So, and inside the badge, suppose we have some width. We are defining style. I defined as width as 6 em, like this. Okay, or we can 6 rem. Already we learned about measurements, right? Now here I will say that text wrapping in text wrapping in badge, like this. Usually what happens is when you define a badge, it will give a badge like this. According to the width and height, you can see width rem, 6 rem, and I need the text inside it. It is going outside it. Then what we do is generally we apply a class for this, and that is text wrap. Text wrap will wrap the text inside it. So the text will come into the next line. It will keep the content in the next, right? It can automatically adjust. So here div height, we given common option. That's the reason. So div height, if I define as some 50 pixel, then automatically you can see it will be like this. Text will wrap inside. So we have options like no wrap. That means if I don't want to wrap, that means here we can use no wrap option. No wrap option, it will not wrap, it will go outside, right? Wrap, it will be inside. It will be inside the text. These are all general options. Nobody need to explain you. Just if we give a class name, you can apply those classes and you can try them. All these you can try, because you know what is font weight, what is font style. Nobody need to explain you this. Just you need to know that there are ready-made classes also for them. You can apply based on that, right? Similarly, so when we are defining, so we have options like another important option is how we can control the positions and overflows also. Simple. So position relative, position absolute, position fixed, position sticky. Already we learned about them. How we can apply through classes. How we can apply through classes is important. I'm not giving examples for you. Just what we have to do is we need to know the classes. Suppose, so bootstrap positions. What are the position related classes? We have position static. We have position relative. We have position absolute. We have position fixed. We have position sticky. What are those positions? You know already. So suppose I need to keep anything in a common way. For example, suppose see, so I am adding this. I'm adding some paragraphs of information. I keep paragraphs of information here. So div. and I want some paragraphs here. Okay, so let's keep some paragraphs of information here. Usually when there are paragraphs of information and we need to scroll them. So all the divs have a certain width and height for that, means adjusting the width and height here. So I'm keeping all the content here, and I will remove this width and height for the divs. Just temporarily, all the some paragraphs of information is present. Now I want any particular thing to be fixed on the page, then you know that. So what we can do is, I need to just keep here this class as we need to apply this option. We can define simply position as fixed. That means it will have a fixed position. We can scroll the contents and we can see others. We can keep position fixed. We can keep position sticky. For that, actually, we need to earlier write style. Here, no need to write style. Ready-made apply. Just apply position fixed. It will fix the position. Right? And important is here we have options like position. So we have fixed options also. We have fixed top, fixed bottom like effects, which will keep the position. You can see bottom means it will be at the bottom. Left side bottom, you can see it is at the bottom. Alignments you can change. That means fixed bottom, fixed top. We can apply those options also. Fixed top, we can apply fixed bottom like this. So we have ready-made options for them. We can apply. Just I will copy this and I will keep this as an example. So no need of any examples for them. Already I am telling you this because already we learnt about them. Just only the point is, what is the CSS class name for them? That's what we have to understand, right? Only one simple point we need to understand, right? So these are important options generally we use for applying the effects. One more important option is Bootstrap display classes. Bootstrap display. Generally, display can be defined. Display can be defined by using D. So it can be defined by using D, and you can apply all the values for that. What are the values you can define? You can use D none, display none. You can put D inline. You can put D. We have block. We have D table. So we have like D flex, display flex, right? You can apply those effects here. And what is the display inline? What is display none? I no need to explain to you because already you know how to define them. So how we can configure and how to use them. Suppose if I want to keep all the contents separately, suppose remove this here. I am defining a div here. So here we are adding the options inside it. This is div. Okay. This is one. So another div. This is two, like this, two. And usually what we do here, we will use a class as D inline that will display inline. Right? Already we know about what is inline. So what are the options available here? And what more we have to do? So we have to define for this as a class as display flex, display D inline. So inlines, we have options like inline block, D inline. Inline options we are defining. Inlines means they will be side by side, right? We can apply predefined options for them. So that requires just these attributes to up. Block means it will come to next line. So inline, and you know about flex and other options. No need to explain again those options. So you can try all these by yourself. Just what we have to do, we have to use a class D inline. So this is for display inline. Inline means side by side. You know that we can apply D class is equal to D block. So if I don't want to display, I can hide it by using is D. We can define as none, display none. So display hidden also we can apply. Display block also we can apply. So these are the basic properties we can define and we can configure. Right. So technically we will able to use them later in our JavaScript based environment also. Right. These are all the basic simple points about how to understand and use various utilities inside the Bootstrap. Generally, why you need to know, because if you know all these classes, then it is easy for us to apply the effects. It is easy for us to apply the effects. So how we can apply the effects? You can write or we can use predefined classes. So these are enough to understand about how to use the Bootstrap related various properties through classes. I just given a list to you. You apply them and you can handle them. Why? Because already you learned about them. So now after understanding all these Bootstrap options, so once you are clear with these Bootstrap options, now we are going to understand about another important point is how to handle dynamically. That means now we are going to understand about JavaScript. How do we work with JavaScript? How do we handle them dynamically? For JavaScript, we need some important attributes. As I told you, like area, labels and all, I will explain because we generally use them with JavaScript and jQuery only. So Bootstrap related many things you can control with JavaScript and jQuery that we are going to learn now. That means we are going to start working with the JavaScript now. What I will do is tomorrow I will give you some exercises. Means till now what we have learned, based on that we will practice some exercises. Practicing exercises means I will give you some tasks tomorrow. So those tasks you must able to do and show me. Then after, once you are perfect in those designings, right? How to design them, first I will see what you have done and what problems you are facing. After that I will explain how to design them. Then you have to do them by yourself only. Then I can start working with the JavaScript now, right? So we will not start immediately JavaScript now. So what we will do is first 1-2 days on Bootstrap, we will practice some exercises. I will give you some exercises tomorrow, and those exercises you need to practice. If you have done them successfully, then I can move forward to the next JavaScript concepts. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards we are going to work with some examples now on Bootstrap, Java, HTML and CSS, right? And others, after understanding all those, perfectly designing them, then we will move to JavaScript concept. Okay, so with this we complete the basic Bootstrap options. Bootstrap can have more functionality with JavaScript and jQuery that you are going to learn now, right? Then with that we can do more better in designing, that we will start. But before starting that, for 1-2 days we will practice on examples and exercises I will give you tomorrow. Okay, then tomorrow we will meet. I will upload this entire examples onto GitHub. You can get it from there. Okay, thank you. Yes, Biswaranjan, what is your doubt? You can unmute.